Hey everyone, and welcome to r/AmITheButthole. Now, I would like to start this video off a bit differently. I've got a little announcement to make. I will be making some changes to the upload schedule on this channel, so at the moment, I am uploading every second day. I am changing that, and quite significantly, I am going to be uploading only once a week from now on. A video will come up for most of you, Friday morning. So, Friday morning, US time, and that's going to be all I'm posting for the moment. Why I'm doing this is these videos I've been uploading fairly consistently 3-4 times a week for a while now, and it's just taking up a lot of time. I want to spend my time doing some other things, and it's just been a lot of work, a lot of time making these videos every week, and I'm still really enjoying it. I still want to keep doing it, hence for one upload a week. But I did want to scale back a bit to give myself time to do some other things, work on a few other things, and see where I go. I hope that is not too upsetting. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I'll start doing more videos again, but for the moment, this is what's happening. Now, with that said, I don't have much else from me, so let's move on to today's stories in, as I said, the channel's favourite, r/AmITheButthole. Another quick thing is I will try to make my videos a little bit longer, just so you have that little extra bit of Reddit. So, with that said, let's not waste another second and get straight into this first one by user /BitterBlackberry433. My third wedding anniversary was this week. My wedding was absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happily married to my husband. With regards to guests, I explained to my family that we really only wanted serious partners to attend as +1s. That is spouses and fiancés to keep numbers manageable and make sure we didn't have random exes in various photos. Liam messaged us shortly before the wedding, asking if we could extend the rule to include his girlfriend, as he would be the only immediate family on his own. We agreed. I had some vague idea of him having a girlfriend, but given how busy we both are and that we're both bad at keeping contact, I didn't know or question too much. The wedding was lovely and went off without a hitch. Rose was a very sweet girl, very intelligent and kind and absolutely gorgeous. And she and Liam seemed like a very cute couple. We spoke very briefly about their relationships, meeting at university, together for about a year and a half, and so on. There were a few cracks made about the wedding giving Rose some ideas, and that was really it. I had no reason to interrogate him, of course. Fast forward to this week, and Liam and Rose are visiting my husband and I for dinner and drinks. We're relaxing on the porch, a little tipsy, and Rose mentions Liam's gift to celebrate 3 years together. Cue my surprise. Rose immediately realizes she effed up, and Liam is cracking up. I say, I thought you were together more than a year at my wedding. And Liam replies no. Rose and I matched on Tinder 2 weeks beforehand, and I invited her to your wedding as our first date. Apparently, mostly as a joke. I told him he absolutely shouldn't have done that, and he had really hurt my feelings bringing a total stranger along to an important event for me and our family. He replied that with my reasoning, he'd done nothing wrong, as Rose turned out to be a long-term partner and not a random ex. My point is, he had no guarantee that would be the case. However, he thinks I'm being unfair being mad at a situation that ultimately turned out absolutely fine. And I'm not sure if he's right or if I'm justified. There is no chance of me cutting contact with Liam or Rose over this argument, just looking for outside perspective and judgment. Am I being unfair? Yeah, wow, this is an interesting one. Liam, he was the butthole when he brought Rose. I mean, he outright lied to you about his relationship status and how long him and Rose had been together. But at the same time, 3 years later, does it really matter? I mean, I get it, it's a breach of trust and whatnot, but you seem to be fairly good friends. You seem to get along just fine. And as a just OP, just get on with it, move on with life, and just let it be. It's happened, it worked out well, be happy that it worked out well, and we will also move on. But for us, we're moving on to the next post, this one by user /MountainFisherman29. I love my daughter, but I never really wanted kids, and never liked them all that much. My ex-wife did, and because I was young and in love, I decided to have a child with her. I do not, for 1 second, regret my decision. My daughter has brought much joy to my life and made me a better person. But I gave up a lot of myself in order to give her a good childhood and life. I'm not saying this because I feel I deserve a medal of sympathy, but I was relieved when she started to get older and more independent, because I gradually began to get my life back. My daughter is now in her late 20s and had her first child this year. I am very happy for her. But I just don't have any interest in being a grandfather. I was never much of a kid person, and becoming a parent hasn't changed that. I did my duty to her and feel I've done as much as was expected or required of me. Anything now is bonus and optional, and I'm opting out. I didn't come right out and tell my daughter this, but she kept trying to have me come over to her house or bring the baby over to mine, and I kept declining. She knew something was wrong, I told her the truth, and she didn't take it well. My daughter thinks I'm being a butthole by shirking my duties as a grandfather. My ex-wife agrees and says I'm being selfish, and that by signing up for parenthood, I was also signing up for grandparenthood. They also feel like this is even more true in my case, since my grandson's paternal grandfather is dead. I disagree in both cases. I've done my job and should be free to engage as much or as little as I want with any grandkids or great-grandkids, but it shouldn't be expected. And here's an edit which I think is quite important. They would like me to come over or let me come over 3 or 4 times a month, at least weekly, and do some babysitting. It's interesting because the way you've written it, OP, I was going to actually vote you're the butthole. It sounds like you're just refusing to meet your grandkid, and it just doesn't sit right. I mean, if they're not asking you to babysit, if they're just asking for a meeting, like, come on, just do it. You know what? I'm going to say no buttholes here for the moment. I really don't have enough information on the situation to call your daughter the butthole. If you refuse completely to meet with your grandkids, I would call you the butthole. I feel like this one's just a bit confusing. Do make sure to leave your opinions down below, guys, because I really enjoy reading through them. And with that said, let's move on to the next one by user/throwra67129ka90ma. I, 33 female, am the breadwinner of our household. I have multiple, highly specialised degrees for a niche industry. I make 200k plus, with potential to get in the 600k to millions range. My company hasn't been hit badly by the virus, so most of us have kept our jobs. But we're held to strict standards. My husband, 36 male, has a broad degree and work experience. He quit his job right before the virus hit, hoping for a better job in the meantime, and I was supportive. He spent a ton of time applying to various jobs and finally landed an interview at Organisation X. This is his dream job, in almost every way imaginable. I can't be detailed. However, it pays about 65k a year, which would be fine, except this job directly puts my job stability at risk. My company and this organisation are adversarial at best. My field is extremely secretive, and if clients discovered my spouse was working for a competitor, I would be permanently tainted. I wouldn't be able to get a job in the industry forever. I know this sounds like an exaggeration, but I promise you, it absolutely is not. It'd be like if I worked in protecting the privacy of celebrities, and he worked for TMZ. If he tapped my car, got into my work devices, he could use that to advance his career. And any trust I have in this field will be gone. Even if I trusted my husband not to do that, my clients and company don't. Worse, because my background is so specialised, this is the only field I can work in. I asked him to drop from consideration for this job, since if he got it, we'd lose my income. 65k a year cannot support us in this city. Plus, he doesn't have to work for this organisation. Even if the job market is awful right now, his background gives him access to a wide range of jobs. But I only have this one, niche field. He was extremely angry and said I was selfish and only cared about money. I told him that if he wanted to go back to school for an advanced degree or just be unemployed for a while, I would support him. But taking this job isn't possible. He continued the process behind my back and got the offer. He wants to accept it because he says his career needs to take priority and that I wasn't being a supportive wife. I feel so betrayed, and I've contacted all relevant higher-ups in my company to inform them. I notified them as soon as he got the interview because it's better coming from my email than from a background check. I told him he could decline the offer with me watching him physically decline it, or he could accept the offer and move out immediately. I would pay for him to stay 2 weeks at a hotel, and we would begin divorce proceedings. My company is willing to take care of all my legal fees. I feel awful. I still love him. I moved decisively because this was the best way to cut my losses, but it still hurts. He called me heartless and cold. It's true, I was prioritising my career over his, but it felt like the only option at the time. Yeah, I'm definitely on the not the butthole side with this one. I mean, it did start off sounding kinda bad, OP, but you did give your husband plenty of options and he decided not to take him. And just the whole dynamic I'm getting from the two of you really just doesn't sit right with me. You hint at the fact that you don't trust your husband. I mean, fair enough after something like that. And he goes behind your back and does something that you asked him not to do. It really just seems like there is absolutely no trust in this relationship. I really would like an update post on this one. This was only posted 5 days ago actually, so maybe we will get one. Link will be down in the description below as always. And let's get straight into the next one by user/Billy Mahoney coming to get you. My family and I went to the movies Christmas Day 2014. For reference, OP's 33, his brother's 30, and their parents are both 63. This was when I was still willing to put up with first come, first served seating. Since I'm super picky about where I sit, we go early. Still, the place is jammed. I'm seated off-centre from where I would have liked. I left a seat between myself and the person on my right. To my left was my dad, brother, mum, and then an empty aisle seat. We settle in, there's 15 minutes waiting for the film. We watch trivia and ads for snacks, joke around, bathroom runs, and etc. Then, lights go out, trailers start, theatre is packed. There are individual empty seats, but no groups. I'm thankful I insisted we come early. A couple enters. They look around, enter the aisle I'm in from the other side, my right, and squeeze past a full row of seated folks and get to the empty seat on my right. Hi, can you move over a spot? I look left at my family, they're getting coats and stuff together to accommodate the request. But I don't want to move. One, I'm already more off-centre than I would like. If they'd come from the other side and asked us to move right, putting me closer to the centre and not giving my mum the garbage aisle seat, I would have agreed. 2, this'll give the rest of my family worse seats. 3, I showed up early and have been here a quarter of an hour. 4, unless they were planning on making out during a crowded Christmas Day showing of Inception, they don't need to sit together. In full interest of disclosure, I will admit. 5, tardiness and disrupting films, even trailers, are pet peeves of mine. I look at the couple and say, no, them. Seriously? You can't just move one seat so we can sit together? I responded calmly but firmly that I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. I am not moving, and there are other seats available. They get loud, I dig in, and my family's whispering it's no big deal and are horrified I'm causing a scene. While the bickering is going, another late film goer slips in, takes the aisle seat to my mum's left, and now we can't move. Couple sees this and storms off to sit separately in the front row, but not before screaming across the theatre that I'm an effing butthole. I wish them happy holidays. On the ride home, family asks what the hell that was about, and I'm annoyed they didn't back me up and were so ready to give up spots. We drop the issue when we get home. Life moves on. When I tell the story to friends, most of them side with me. But it was a mind frick to have my family, who have my back 99 times out of 10, say I was being the butthole. I will admit, where I sit is more important to me than it is to your average person, which I know, and is why I push to go early. I will also admit I was having a rough time at work, which may have put me in a less agreeable mindset. Moving over would not have made a huge difference, but I still feel that I was in the right. Am I the butthole? By the way, this event convinced me to never go to a theatre unless I could reserve seats. Look, I'm kinda split with this one between you're the butthole and everyone sucks here. I mean, there's sort of no doubt about it. OP, this was a very simple solution. I mean, I get it, you don't have to give up your seat. But at the same time, the way you treated it, yeah, I would say you're the butthole. First of all, you didn't have to move. The family member that was sitting on the edge could have gone round to the seat next to you, and then there would have been 2 seats near the aisle. As you said, you could have all shifted across the other way and given them the aisle seats. Really, it shouldn't have been a big deal. Like, this could have been managed so much better. I mean, by the same token, I am willing to say that the couple were the buttholes for causing a scene in a movie theatre, but that was very much triggered by UOP, so that's why I say sort of split between you're the butthole, everyone sucks here. And here's the next one by user/Anakin Skywalker 456. I should probably give some backstory on this problem, just to make sure someone says that there isn't enough info. My brother had died of lung cancer from smoking 12 years ago. And since then, I've been constantly warning my children of the dangers of smoking. I've always been super scared of losing my kids the same way I lost my brother, and just want them to be safe. I've been planning a birthday party for my son. He's turning 19 as a farewell gift since he's going to college in a few days. I wanted to make something big and extra for him, and this might be the last birthday party he may ever have. But we had recently had a fallout when my wife caught him smoking in his room, leading us into a huge argument, and I eventually decided to shut down the party. He's there saying that it's not fair and that he's an adult and can do it if he wants. But the way I see it is that he lives in my house, rent-free, has his laundry done every week, and gets 3 meals a day. The least he could do is not smoke in my house until he moves out. I don't want him to be a bad influence on my kids either. Now, I'm starting to feel like a butthole about this. I mean, he's right, he's an adult, he can legally smoke, he made that decision. So Reddit, am I the butthole here? NOP does make an edit saying that he did set a rule not to smoke in the house. With that in mind, I'm gonna say not the butthole OP. I mean, sure your son might not be happy about it, and you might not be happy about it, but he broke a rule you clearly established, so I don't really know what he expects. Also on that logic about him being an adult and being able to make his own decisions, well, if he's an adult, he can plan his own birthday party. I mean, it's that simple. If he breaks rules that you've established, you are free to punish him however you see fit. I mean, within reason of course, but yes, I think we all get it. And guys, I think this post is going to be the last one for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for Reddit videos. Now, new upload schedule once a week. I'll see if I'll change it in the future, but that's what it's going to be for now. But with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it from me. I hope you all enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.